Hey, good afternoon. Happy Thursday. Thankful Thursday. How are we all? If you're coming in live please let me know where you're coming in from. And if you're coming in on the replay, please feel free to type encore so I can shout you out. If you like my content, if you like what I'm saying, please feel free to smash those hearts. So today, I'm sure you've seen, I posted photos of me finally having a waistline. It's taken my whole life, but I finally have a waistline. Hey, Gina! Mwah! So, I've had a lot of people reaching out to me, so I wanted to tell you how I started, because so you understand, it's a long process, and when I tell people about everything that I do, it can sound overwhelming. So it's all about baby steps and introducing little things. And then the more you get into it, the more they become habit. And from habit, they become lifelong practices. And that's how it's worked for me. So as many of you know, I'm not going to go into the whole story, but nearly just over 4.5 years ago, when my twins were born, I nearly died. Actually, it's 4 years and exactly 4.5 years since I came out of hospital from nearly dying. So my life was turned upside down, and I was in a bad way mentally. I had depression, postnatal depression, and I had to make some changes. But those changes didn't happen straight away. And June 2018, I decided to make some food changes. And those food changes, which I still practice today, the principles were water first. So I always have my water bottles. All my family have their water bottles. This is my little boys. I have 2 giant ones that I keep filled up all the time, and they're over there at the moment. I just finished drinking, so I'm not going to drink on my live. But I highly recommend that you drink at least 1 fluid ounce for every 2 pounds of weight. So in other words, that's like 33 milliliters of water for every kilo of weight. So if you weigh, for example, 100 kilograms, so I would recommend drinking at least 3.3 liters of water a day. And if you weigh, for example, 100 pounds, then 50 fluid ounces of water, and 200 pounds, so 100 fluid ounces of water. I also, the expression is water first that I say. So I recommend that you drink at least 400 milliliters of water 20 minutes before you eat, because what it does, it's really amazing. Because, have you ever got home from work late and you think you're ravenous and all you want to do is grab food, and you just grab the easiest thing rather than preparing something? Because I've done it many times. It's so easy to just grab at a snack or something, or eat some extra fruit that you don't really want because it's there and you're hungry. But have you ever thought about the fact that sometimes that hunger is actually a thirst, and that our bodies are so used, our bodies are so used to just putting in food, shoveling in food to gratiate us, that we don't actually always realize when we're hungry and when we're thirsty. So no one ever is really ravenous unless they're in a famine country. And I know someone in Ethiopia, and that is dire hunger, right? So I recommend if you drink 400 liters of water 20 minutes before you're going to eat, what it does is it gives you a calming sensation, and you go into the eating mode in a much more relaxed state of mind, less stressed, less I need to eat now. And it's really helped me over the years, and I highly recommend it for everyone else. And I drink at least a liter of water every morning. Some of it with lemon water, sometimes all of it with lemon water. I actually drink more than that, but I started with 1 liter of water. I know that sounds like a lot to someone who doesn't drink any water, but I drink it after my workout and throughout until I finally have my breakfast. And it wakes me up. I was talking to my friend today, and she was exhausted, and she's for the last few months, she's been drinking 3-4 liters of water every day. And I said to her, oh, did you drink enough water yesterday? And she goes, actually, no, I don't think I did. I think I drank about 1.5 liters. And she obviously needed more water because that's what energizes her. So a lot of people say, oh, I can't give up coffee because I need my coffee to wake me up. Actually, when I drink water, and it's like room temperature water, not freezing water, it actually oxygenates your cells, and that's what wakes me up in the morning. So my next principle that I follow is Veggies Most, okay? Veggies Most means I use what is called the plate it method. So if you're looking at a plate, like I split it up into fruit, veg. Fruit is fibre-filled carbs, or like quinoa and stuff like that. Vegetables, and then we have protein. So for breakfast, they say half your plate should be half protein and half fibre-filled carbs, and I actually have like a whole another cup of vegetables. Or if I'm making one of my smoothies, so most of it usually has like frozen cauliflower rice, and I've added carrots, celery, frozen courgette, really delicious, that's zucchini, really, really delicious, and you can't taste it, just like makes it like creamy, and all things like that. For lunch, I then have half at least of veggies, a quarter of protein, and a quarter of fibre-filled carbs. So that can be like sweet potato or quinoa, stuff like that, or you can choose to have like some fruit. So that's what I do for my lunch, unless I'm having my shake, if I'm doing my kickstart. And then for dinner, you have 3/4 of a plate of veggies and 1/4 protein. I actually sometimes have more protein, especially like on a Thursday night, if I'm going to be running, like I hope to do my 10K tomorrow, if I can find someone to do it with me. My walking buddy can't, unfortunately, tomorrow. So I would have more protein tonight, so that my body is like ready for tomorrow. Like obviously I'll be fasted when I do it, but like I just need that extra boost. So that's what I will eat for my dinner. So that's water first, veggies most. And then I track my food, my water, and my mood. And obviously if you drink anything else other than water, you track that. I also personally track my sleep, because I've realized over the years of tracking my mood and my sleep that those are major elements in whether I plateau, whether I put on weight, even if I've been eating really, really clean, whether I just feel groggy, like being in a stressed mood can just make you feel sick, take away your energy levels, even if you've like done everything else right. So it's really, really important for me personally to track it all. I have a sports watch that I got a 1.5 years ago that helps me track a lot of it. I use an app called, what's it called? FitPal. I can't remember. I think I can post it. I can't remember what it's called if someone wants the information. It's linked to my running app by Under Armour. I think it's also created by Under Armour. And it's a great app, and you can like put every single food and drink and everything that you do, and it links to your fitness, and it tells you how many calories in and out, and it's really, really good if you calorie count. Even if you don't count, I don't calorie count, but even so, it's just really good to see like the macros and where you're at. Another thing I do is I track my weight on a daily basis, apart from Shabbat. I actually track that on here in my app. Hiya Al, good afternoon. So the reason I track my weight, I know like people say you shouldn't track your weight because you become really obsessive. But for me, like when I used to go to, I remember I used to go to Slimming World when I was at university with a few friends. And what we would do is we would like eat, and then Fitness Pal, thank you, my Fitness Pal, that's it. So so what we'd do is we would eat, we'd be like good. Then on Saturday and Sunday we'd like maybe not be so good. And the weigh-in was on a Monday. This was my last year of university with my best friend and another friend, neither of them that actually needed to lose weight. So what happened was, on a Monday, we would starve ourselves all day long until 6:30 when we could get weighed at the Slimming World Club. And then we'd weigh ourselves and we'd find out if we lost weight. And then we'd go home, we'd have the largest pasta dish that was allowed on the program. It was like, I think it's a Green Day is carbs, the largest pasta dish. It was so unbalanced, and it created completely the wrong type of behaviors that it's just not advisable. So today I weigh myself Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I weigh myself once I have worked out, once I've worked out, done my run, before I drink water. I weigh myself and I track it. And the reason I do it on such a frequent basis is because your body fluctuates throughout the month, especially if you're a woman. Your body fluctuates, and it fluctuates for all sorts of reasons, hormonal reasons, body change reasons. And if you're measuring yourself from 1 week to the next and you've had a fluctuation, but you've been working really hard and keeping really to a clean diet, and you don't see a change, or you see even an increase, you're going to think that you've put on weight. When in fact, if you weigh yourself the day before or the day after, you could find out that you've actually dropped weight. And a lot of my clients and friends, they find this when they're when they're tracking. They tell me, oh my God, I put on weight, oh my God. And then I say, well, just wait a few days and keep weighing yourself, and you'll see your body either regulates or there was a fluctuation. So for example, through this, I found out that I used to always put on weight or stay the same, like the last few days before my period came. And then through lots of changes in my whole food capsules, that no longer takes place. But now and then there would be a drop in weight when my period came. And if I hadn't been tracking it and tracking my body, like I used to do natural family planning, so I really understood my body. I really got to learn about my body and self-acceptance and self-love, and really understanding your body really helps you to understand how you can improve your health. So if I hadn't tracked every day, I wouldn't understand these fluctuations. And what I would do, knowing my old self, would start freaking out that oh my God, I've been eating all this clean food. I've been stopping myself from doing this. I've been stopping myself from doing that. I introduced this, I introduced that. I drank too much water. And I probably would have quit on myself, right? But because I track on a daily basis, apart from Shabbat, I see throughout the month how my body works. And actually now, because of all my capsules and the fact I'm mostly plant-based, I have quite an even keel, I'm quite balanced. But you have to track long enough to understand your body. And I highly recommend also tracking your non-scale victories. So for example, my photos today of where I was and where my waistline is right now, it's worlds apart. And that to me is such a greater achievement and accomplishment than looking at the numbers on the scale. Between the beginning of Corona and now, I haven't lost tons of weight, but I have lost tons of inches, and my body has completely changed. I may have lost I don't know, I think I've lost 12 kilos, not 12 pounds, 12 kilos. And I had lost 30 kilos the year before. So what I'm saying is it's not just the number on the scale that matters. It's how you feel, if you're stronger. So some of my non-scale victories now are the weights I lift. Look at my, you can't see my muscles, but the weights I lift. The fact I have collarbones, I never had collarbones before. The fact that I have knuckles, I never had knuckles before. Oh, thank you, Elle, I hope you're well. And it's all about those non-scale victories. The fact that none of my clothes fit me and I have to go and buy smaller clothes. The fact that this top, I've had to have, like it was a smaller top and I've had to have it made smaller quite a few times. That is the kind of non-scale victories that I highly recommend. And other non-scale victories are like, if you go out, I know Corona times, we don't go out that much. If you go out for a Shabbat meal and you decide not to treat yourself, that is a huge non-scale victory. If you're the type of person that every time there's a dessert or chocolates on the table will automatically pick. Or if you, another non-scale victory is like, if you can walk 1 kilometer and suddenly you go to 3 kilometers walking on a daily occurrence. Or if you were walking 3,000 steps a day and you suddenly go up to 10,000 steps. That's a huge non-scale victory. My friend, like because of Corona and because she was high risk, she shout out to Shari Pilo, she's awesome. So she was walking maybe 3,000 steps a day because she used to travel by bus and used to go to Jerusalem, and she was walking like 13 to 15,000 steps a day. Corona came, she was locked down in her house, she was walking 3,000 steps a day. Little by little, changes by changes, she's introduced to walk at home, she's been walking around her neighborhood when it doesn't rain, and little by little, she's got back up to 10,000 steps. Now that is huge. Not only that, like her trousers are looser, and she feels more energetic, she feels stronger. So she doesn't look at the scale at all. But like the changes she's felt through making changes for her health is like next level, because she added extra water and she started looking at her watch and her steps. I highly recommend, if you don't have a watch to count your steps, you just use your smartwatch, because all smartphone, all your phones have apps now that you can count your steps, and I highly recommend it. Like what's the word? I use my watch and my phone because like there's slight differentiations between how many kilometers it keeps, because this doesn't have GPS, so I always use my phone as well. So I know that anyone that has a smartphone these days can track their steps if they want to. So I highly recommend that. Now, lots of people also ask me, but you do so much exercise and you have so much energy. And I'm like, yeah, I do the exercise because I've created the energy in my body from how I fuel it. That doesn't mean that you need to go and like start trying to run like I run, because that took me months and months and months. It's like over a year since I've been doing that. And it's only now in the last few months that I've been like moving up to 10K. I started last April wanting to do 10,000 steps a day. And then I gradually moved up and up and up. And when you run, you actually do less steps, so I had to do more. And like that is my target every day, 10,000 steps. But like in what capacity I do that is like I push the limits now. Like now I do boxing, and I'm doing this boxing program, and I do about 2,000-3,000 steps when I'm doing the boxing program, because it's a lot of like this. And then I go and run. So like, and I would have never had the strength to do that before. So it's all about meeting yourself where you are right now, not trying to push yourself to other people's levels, because I'm only at this level. My brother runs multiple marathons. He ran 13 marathons in 13 months, like crazy. I could never do that. Like you have to meet your expectations at the position you're at now, not like go jump. And if you're worried that you can't like do anything, like you can't even like add an extra glass of water, there are techniques you can use to create consistency. And like it's not difficult. It's not difficult once you tell yourself. You say, the thing is, if you think it, you can do it. That's what I always say. If I think it, I can do it. Like I have like pain sometimes in my knee, and my doctor was concerned, but the orthopedist is like, yeah, you need to lose weight. I'm like, okay, I am losing weight, thanks. So he wasn't very helpful, but he says I can still run. So like I used to like try and run up hills and say to myself, oh my God, I'm too heavy. There's no way I can run up this hill. I changed my thought process to not, oh my God, I'm so fat, I'm never going to be able to go up the hill, to it's a tiny little hill, I can climb that. And I just did it. And I just did it more and more. And it's all about mind over matter. I know that sometimes people have physical ailments that stop them. But like, if you want to make a change with how you eat, if you want to make a change with how you talk, like if you're someone who blasphemes a lot, if you want to make a change in your business, if you want to make a change in how you are as a mummy or a daddy, if you want to make a change in anything in your life, you have to first tell yourself you can. You have to think it, not just say it, but actually like think it and believe it, and then anything is possible. So we're coming along to Shabbat. So some of my techniques for getting through Shabbat, because I know a lot of people say they do amazingly all week. They start on a Sunday or a Monday, they do amazingly all week, they make all these changes, and then come Shabbat, come Friday, and it all goes out the window. And there's a few mantras that I learn and that I use and that I thought I would pass on to you because they're really great. So the first one is Dinteo. Dinteo stands for, do I need this eating opportunity? And a lot of the time they say use it when you want to have a treat. I say use it every single time you want to put anything past your lips, whether it's treats or not treats. Like I made this cup of Chico. Chico is like pretend coffee. It's a plant. Do I need this drinking opportunity? I ask myself every single time, apart from if I'm drinking water, then I just drink it. And it makes you more aware of what you're doing. So you don't mindlessly go and drink coffees all over the place when you're socializing, or pick up snacks that the kids are eating. Like if my kids have treats, my husband took them off to the bakery and to the park. Like if I was with them, there's no way I would even ask myself, do I need this eating opportunity? I'm not interested in their bakery goods. But if they were around here and they had a packet of crisps, I will ask, and I felt the urge to have it, I will ask myself, do I need this eating opportunity, yes or no? And the answer is normally no, because that's my other thing is that when I decide to treat myself, I have to be in a non-stress situation, a non-stress vibe. I have to be completely calm and high vibe, like positive energies. Because as soon as I go into eating or treating in a stressed environment or an emotional environment, then all the previous work that I've done creeps back in of me as a kid wanting to eat, go and buy minstrels and Mars bars and all sorts and stash it at home and eat it when I was really stressed after being bullied and stuff. And there's no way I'm going to eat in that situation anymore, ever. So there are situations I'm sometimes placed in family situations, and I can't eat because I need to be in a stable, calm environment in order to eat or drink. And that's just how I am. And I recommend it to everyone. If you set yourself boundaries around food, then you won't have it really helps to not get, when you've worked so hard to get past emotional and comfort eating, to really understand what caused those issues so that they don't come back up again. So that's why, if I had one of my treats recently was white Toblerone. So the white Toblerone was there. There is no way I would have just taken it and mindlessly eaten it. I had to focus and really be in the moment. So that takes me to the next thought. So another mantra I have is, if I'm no longer enjoying the treat, put the fork down. So drop the fork. And it really helps because often when you think you want something like tiramisu, my husband used to always get tiramisu because he knew I liked it when we'd go out to a restaurant for dessert. He also likes it, but he'd get it so I could have. If I was to have it now, I'd probably have 1 or 2 teaspoons of it. But I wouldn't be like, oh my God, Nia, you ate the whole thing, which I would have in the past. Because 1 or 2 teaspoons suffices the cravings, so to say. And that when do I need this eating opportunity mantra? I also like think about it while I'm eating. Like, am I still enjoying my food? If I'm not enjoying my food, drop the fork. And that's what I always say. And, you know, lots of people grew up in an era where their parents wanted them to finish everything on the plate. But you don't need, like, you can leave food. I remember when I was at SEM, like some of the girls were on this diet. The rabbis like put them on a diet that like they had to leave 10% of their food on their plate. I don't know what it was called. Apparently it worked, and it's the same kind of idea. You don't need to finish everything on your plate. So the next thing is having two hands on the wheel. So when I say this, it means if you're in an environment like going to a kiddish or going to a buffet or something like that, always have a glass of water in your hand or a bottle. I walk everywhere with a bottle. Oh, that's great. So that's great, Razel. So the bottle of water, I always carry it with me. I always have my hand on the bottle of water so that when I choose to eat or drink anything else other than water, that I'm intentionally choosing to have it, and I'm totally focused and not eating mindlessly. You know how like sometimes you go to a buffet, not nowadays because of Corona, but sometimes you go and you like pick, and like you go into like a hotel breakfast and you take a few bits. But now it's like much more focus around food, because when you understand that food is fuel, like you treat yourself so much better. It's like, are you a Lamborghini or are you a Mini? Not a Mini, because Minis are beautiful. Or are you a Skoda? Would you put junk fuel in your Lamborghini? No, you wouldn't. So don't put it in your body unless you're really aware and really want to enjoy it. And the last mantra is uzum. Uzum is out of sight, out of mind. So what that means is don't have things in your house and don't buy them at the supermarket if they're not something you actually want to eat. Even if you want to eat it, but you know you don't want to eat it, is what I mean. So not to have extra snacks and extra fizzy drinks and juices and things like that in your house that you don't actually want as part of your clean living. Because they're just there as temptations. And once you're in your home, if the temptation is not there, then you'll find something healthier to have. So I know a lot of people want to make changes and their like husbands or children like stand in their way. I had a friend who wanted to quit nibbling at all her children's snacks, and her daughter only wanted Nutella for her arochat essa, and she bought it for her. And it was like really traumatic for her, because she would go and she would have spoons of the stuff. And one day she said to her daughter, who was like 9 or 10 at the time, do you mind if we throw away the Nutella, because it's really not making me feel great? Like, it's really not good for my new way of life. And the daughter was like, go ahead, mummy, I want you to live your best life. And she got rid of it. So there are two ways to handle out of sight, out of mind. You can either do that and make sure there's nothing in the house, or for me, I personally ask my husband to buy things I don't like nowadays. Like in the past, I would have eaten them just because I needed the sugar. But now, like if he buys things I really don't like for the kids, it's cool. And also, he's probably bought them a donut. I don't even like donuts. They have this stuff outside the house. And like on Shabbat, when they go to shul and they play at the park, they have a treat, which they don't have at home. And when we have kiddush at home, we have like healthier options. So that's how we get around that. So those are all the principles and the mantras that I use. And then obviously I use plant-based nutrition and whole food capsules to like completely change my energy levels and become medication free. So if you have any questions, or if you want more information about some of the other practices I have put in place to do with like self-love and accepting myself and living my best life and making sure that I wake up and show up every day for myself, and then therefore I can show up better for my family, and that like trickles into my healthy lifestyle, my diet and everything, please feel free to message me. And if this video would be of benefit to anyone you know, please tag them. Please feel free to share this, because thank God people shared this information with me, because it changed my life. And if they hadn't shared it with me, I would be that 150 odd kilo woman, aging rapidly, not be able to keep up with my children, and not living the kind of life I'm living now. So yeah, please go ahead and share away. And if you found value, please smash those likes. I really appreciate you. And if you have any questions, please feel free to comment or PM me. And yeah, and don't forget that you are worthy of putting in the effort for yourself. You are worthy of investing time for yourself and giving yourself love and nourishment and fueling yourself right. And you deserve to take up space in this world, because I didn't believe that I deserved to take up space in the world. I was huge, but I always wanted to shrink away. And you, every single one of you that watches this, and everyone in the world, deserves to take up space in this world and to share your story. So please feel free to message me anytime. I'm here, and I also posted my WhatsApp number if you want to get in touch. So yeah, have an awesome rest of your Thursday, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Bye for now.